Michael Schumacher wins, a dominant performance from him.
From pole to flag.
He led every single lap, fastest lap, pole position.
His magnificent streak carries on apace. Hamilton takes the checkered flag and completes the Grand Slam as well.
Charles Leclerc takes the fastest lap of the race and wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Oscar Piastri wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Max Verstappen continues his domination of Formula One.
I got in the run very well, whereas the first two runs I did two mistakes in each run, and cost me a bit of time naturally. But sometimes you sort of have to be out at the right moment with the wind, and the wind was a bit gusting around, and it didn't seem to be so right for the first two runs, but definitely good for the last run.
Are you ready? Go! Great start by Schumacher. And where's Jenson Button? He's attacking Montoya from the rear. Ralph Schumacher's away well. Look at Button. He's ahead of both of the McLarens.
Yes, and Button, of course, starting sixth. Ralph Schumacher having a look at the back of Michael as he went into turn one, but Michael with a clear lead then. No dramas that we can see at this time. Waving to the crowd, look, James, having a little wave as he comes through those final two corners, and you don't often see Michael Schumacher doing that.
No, but he can take it easy, he can afford to, because Michael Schumacher wins yet again. He wins in Spain. A dominant performance from him, a dominant performance from the Ferrari team. Celebrations as always on the pit wall, but they're getting used to it now up there. They've had so many of them during Schumacher's time with the team.
And here again, I mean, you go out and you can do the lap times, you can work on the car. We have a very good feeling with it, but the tough times will come, to my view.
And the 2004 World Championship begins now! Cracking start by Alonso. Look at Alonso on the grass. He's attacked Montoya, but Montoya's fighting back, and Alonso has to yield. Two Ferraris, 1 and 2 in the corner. Montoya runs wide. Alonso goes through, and Montoya definitely lost space there, and Jenson Button holds on to his fourth place. There's the checkered flag, and Michael Schumacher takes win number 71 in what has been an extraordinary career already, this his 13th season. A face of joy on the top of the podium, win number 71 for Michael Schumacher, and that beautiful trophy based on the steering wheel of three-time Australian world champion Jack Brabham.
That was very exciting, I have to say, but I mean, the car goes well. We have seen this all weekend long, and the great thing is, from my personal side, I come home with 2 more points than last year after 3 races, so that's at least a good start of the season for me. We obviously worked very hard for that result. We gave a big push during the last testing session we had, particularly in Jerez, where it was very, very hot, and there was a great preparation we have done there for Hockenheim and for Hungary. And that's the result. That's why we're there, and just a great effort from everyone.
Go! Schumacher nicely away. You've got the Renault fast starting right down the pit wall. BAR goes to block, and the Renault's got through. I think that's Alonso then, trying to fight now for second place off the line. Schumacher said he was concerned about the Renaults off the start line. Michael Schumacher comes out of the final corner, and he wins the Hungarian Grand Prix and brings Ferrari that much, much cherished Constructors' World Championship on the anniversary of the death of Enzo Ferrari. What a place, what a time to do it.
Well, it's your second Grand Slam of the year. Started from the pole, led every lap, set fastest lap. From the outside, I have to say it looked easy.
It's probably the way what it looks from the outside, but as the circuit is quite demanding, it's not so easy. And I have to say that the car does perform very well. I mean, it drives around this difficult circuit superbly well, and that's why it maybe looks so good. But inside is a little bit more work than very often it looks outside.
Obviously in the car you don't know what the others are doing, but I was quite happy with my lap, and I didn't know if it was enough to be on pole, second or fourth, but I think we get our 100% out of the car today, so that was the main target for us.
5 red lights, 5 title contenders with 5 races to go, and Alonso's search is clear. Vettel alongside, Hamilton hasn't got the jump, but Button has on the inside of his teammates. Alonso leads, back comes Hamilton though, into the first corner. Alonso is stopping, and so is Vettel.
Well, I really thought Vettel would go longer, but they don't want to lose the undercut if the new tyres are quicker. But I really thought he would nail 2 or 3 really banzai ones in, see if he can get the job done. Oh, is that a problem? Oh, he just got away with it. Looks like it kicked into anti-stall, and Vettel away as Alonso does a new fastest lap of the race.
One in Monza, and now here he is, in sight of what would be his second victory in 3 years in Singapore. Fernando Alonso, he was a winner in Monza 2 weeks ago from pole. The man of the moment has the momentum as well for the championship. It's another win for Alonso. Ferrari win again from pole to flag, has set the standard again.
We did it. Grande, grande.
Super guys, thank you very much. Siete i migliori ragazzi. Vai! Woo!
A double world champion puts in a performance that some would say could well set him on the road to being a triple world champion.
A new circuit, new venue, tricky for all of us. First time round in qualifying. I think it was tricky. We've seen all weekend with the dust on the track. So no, I'm extremely happy.
They were on quite a long time. Vettel looks like he's got away fine. So does Webber. Close behind him yet again is the fast starting Ferrari of Alonso. Webber thinking about looking at the inside. Alonso's gone very deep. Surely his tyres will get dirty out there. There's Sebastian Vettel resting his head, I reckon, through that right-hander. Vettel looks like a stick insect, doesn't he? And somehow it just doesn't bother. It's never been a problem for him, has it? I think he just rests his head because he can with those big headrests. And Sebastian Vettel then, as he falls down the hill towards the final corner, is about to add another to his collection of bragging rights. Sebastian Vettel becomes the first ever winner of the Indian Grand Prix.
Good job, Sebastian. You led every single lap. Fastest lap, pole position. Not bad.
Yes, boys! Yes, we did it! Woohoo!
Not bad indeed. Despite the instruction from his engineer, he did go for fastest lap on the last lap, and he achieved it.
I'm very, very happy with today's result. I think we had a very, very smooth qualifying session, nearly perfect. So we couldn't really ask for more. The car felt fantastic from the start. So all in all, I think it came together nicely. And now, obviously, we hope for a very good race tomorrow.
We have 5 lights on, it's lights out and away we go here at Suzuka. Decent start from Nico Rosberg, but out of the front, Kamui Kobayashi gets ahead of Mark Webber off the line. Perez challenging Grosjean, and Kimi Raikkonen dips onto the dirt. Look, there goes the Ferrari off the track. It's a dreadful start in this spinning round. Quite a bit of contact, Grosjean and Mark Webber as well, and Nico Rosberg also getting caught up as the track narrowed down. There was just no room whatsoever for the Ferrari, for the Mercedes, and also for the Lotus.
Vettel's just enjoying himself now. He loves to collect tokens, doesn't he? Fastest lap, victory, pole position. He will make sure he gets the fastest lap. He's just playing at the front now, just having fun.
We haven't seen a back-to-back winner in 2012. We're going to see one now, though. Vettel waves to the fans. The checker flag waves for him. Sebastian Vettel wins the Japanese Grand Prix.
No wonder he's stroking the back of the Red Bull.
When you're dreaming at night, you dream about, one day racing, being able to race a car like that. The balance was fantastic and I was enjoying every lap. That's why I think we had such a big gap to the guys behind. So I'm very, very happy. Yeah, it's a weird feeling because you stand in the garage and, when there's roughly 2 minutes to go in the session, you know that it's too late. But then it's much worse when you see the others at their final attempt and there's nothing you can do. But then fortunately my last sector was strong enough to just stay ahead. I was very close in the end with Nico. So that's a great feeling then, obviously, because it could go wrong. But very happy obviously with the result. The car has been phenomenal all weekend.
It's lights out and away we go. Rosberg already moving towards Sebastian Vettel. He's got a good start from the second point on the grid, and he's alongside and ahead into the first turn, and then goes wide. Alonso steaming through for Ferrari, goes third. I think that's Lewis Hamilton, who's gone off the track a bit and cutting the corner in his Mercedes as they now make their way towards turn 4 and then 5, the right-hander, and that's Romain Grosjean being challenged by Mark Webber. Lewis Hamilton on the inside there of the Ferrari of Felipe Massa. Sebastian Vettel back ahead from Nico Rosberg.
Sebastian Vettel, the man who won last year. He's leading and has a healthy advantage that was 8 seconds at the end of lap 18 and has now extended to 8.5 seconds. Sebastian Vettel makes it 3 wins on the bounce in 2013 and a hat-trick of wins in Singapore. It's Vettel who wins the Singapore Grand Prix. The fireworks and the celebrations are all for him tonight. He has shone brighter than the stars in this part of the world. Sebastian Vettel on top of his car, on top of the world.
I had a very, very good lap in Q3, my first attempt. I knew that it will be tricky to beat that time for myself. All in all, I think, we can be very happy with what we have achieved. So that's why I was pretty happy after qualifying, to be honest.
It's lights out and away we go. It's a very good start by Sebastian Vettel, and there goes Nico Rosberg and Fernando Alonso side by side. Hamilton in second place, coming from the back there, and looks like Esteban Gutierrez in the Sauber, popping himself up into about 6th place, and he's ahead of Felipe Massa in the Ferrari as Vettel leads them down the straight. Sebastian Vettel now pits, our leader, who had around about a 5-second advantage before the first round of pit stops. You lose about 1.5 seconds a lap when you're stuck behind a slower car in that final section. I'm not saying Grosjean is that much slower than Lewis, and they're the sort of numbers you need. Mark Webber now crosses the line. He, of course, hasn't pitted yet to take the lead of this race. Sebastian Vettel comes out, should be into second place. How long does Mark Webber hold up Sebastian Vettel if he can, if he wishes to?
He's not in the same race, is he?
No,
that's the answer anyway.
No, he's pitting.
Sebastian Vettel will be world champion at Suzuka, and Sebastian Vettel will see the checkered flag, and it's 3 wins now in Korea as Sebastian Vettel takes the victory and wins the Korean Grand Prix. They tried to stop Sebastian Vettel, but once again he reigns supreme out on the track. Is it boring? I don't know. It's domination.
Couldn't see where the track went, didn't know when the corners were, where to brake, and when I was to start the lap I couldn't see where Fernando was behind me, so it was impossible to try and get a gap, so I had to bail out. But fortunately it was very close, huh?
Too close.
These guys, yeah, definitely a little bit too close, but I'm really happy to be here.
It's lights out and away we go. It's a very good start from Nico Rosberg, and Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel trying to cover him off, but Rosberg looks to have got ahead. He has, of Sebastian Vettel, so it's Hamilton from Rosberg and Vettel, and then Fernando Alonso, but down the inside Danny Ricciardo gets a really good line going into turn 1. Has he now managed to get ahead of the Ferrari? He has got ahead of the Ferrari. He's challenging his teammate. Sebastian Vettel is down towards turn 3 they go, and it's Ricciardo ahead of Vettel behind Rosberg and pressurising the Mercedes as Hamilton goes into turn 4 in the lead. He's looking for his 100th points finish in Formula 1 this weekend. That is going to come his way. His run without a podium is going to come to an end as well. And his wait for the first win of the season is now going to end for Lewis Hamilton, who takes the cheers from the crowd and his team and wins the Malaysia Grand Prix. It's maximum points for Hamilton. It's going to be nice to see Lewis Hamilton smile to converting his 33rd pole position in Formula 1 to his 23rd win. Perfect weekend for him.
Car's been feeling good all weekend, and the engineers and mechanics have done a fantastic job. But just, yeah, really happy. Obviously, I don't really know what to say. It's my Spa lap was better.
We have 5 lights ahead of the drivers. It's lights out and away we go. It's off for Kimi Räikkönen, who's stalled on the grid and finally got going. Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel picking up a toe though as they head towards the final chicane. Felipe Massa is ahead of Valtteri Bottas and Nico Rosberg. Hamilton goes into the first chicane in the lead.
Okay, Lewis, we're going to go strap mode 3. Strap mode 3. We need to pull a gap. We need to pull a gap. Don't ask questions. Just execute.
Well, he's 22.5 seconds ahead of Sebastian Vettel. What are they fearing?
Slow puncture or something like that, maybe.
But on his 50th Grand Prix start for Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton wins the Italian Grand Prix once again. It is victory at Monza for Lewis Hamilton.
Hamilton all smiles. His teammate retired. Hamilton sprays the champagne as the winner of the Italian Grand Prix.
Well, to be honest, I was quite confident that the lap was good enough out there because in Quali 2, Ferrari was quite far away, and I knew that Lewis was not able to participate in the last part of qualifying, so I was very sure that it was going to be enough, but you never know, so there's always still a remaining uncertainty, and so I was glad eventually when Sebastian finally crossed the line that it was good enough.
And it's lights out and away we go. They were held on the grid for a long time, but Rosberg's got away well, as has Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Raikkonen and Felipe Massa. Daniel Ricciardo cuts off Sebastian Vettel, who's already gained a place on Sergio Perez as they race now down towards turn 2 and the first braking zone. It's Rosberg in the lead. Raikkonen on the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Raikkonen takes second place, and there's contact at the back, and it's the two Red Bulls that are getting tangled up. Danny Kvyat and Daniel Ricciardo, and I think it's maybe Ricciardo that came off worse, and there's a spin. There is a spinning Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel, and he is out at the first corner and the first braking zone of this Russian Grand Prix, and he throws his hands up in the air and thinks, no, not again. So there's your race leader, Nico Rosberg. He's gone past Danny Kvyat now. As I say, led every lap of this race, started on pole, hasn't quite got the fastest lap yet. His teammates got that one. There is Hamilton. He's never achieved the Grand Slam in his racing career in Formula 1 as Nico Rosberg, so if he can get a fastest lap, he might be able to do that here this weekend.
That is a new lap record, Crofty. Under 1 minute, under 100 seconds for Nico Rosberg.
And it's a race victory that completes his tally and continues his tally in 2016, and it's his 7th race in a row that he takes the checkered flag first. It's Nico Rosberg who wins in Russia. His magnificent season, his magnificent streak carries on apace.
Full house for you today. Pole position, led every lap, fastest lap, and you won the Grand Prix. And you were putting some pretty spectacular times in at the end just to make a point, I guess.
I just like to do it for concentration, just keep going, because if I slow down, otherwise, you start making some mistakes. And I was enjoying it out there, so just flat out till the end.
Yeah, everything worked out well. There was a bit of reorganizing because, for example, in Quali 3, then Lewis had an off in front of me, so I had to abort that lap, and then I just had one more attempt at the end, but that worked out fine, and no, I'm very, very happy, and it was great.
And it's lights out and away we go. It's a superstar from Daniel Ricciardo, but Nico Rosberg moves over to cover him off. Sebastian Vettel keeps out of the way of the locking up Felipe Massa. They're all filing through, and that's Jolyon Palmer going straight on, and the Manor and the Sauber have come together, and there's a bit of contact damage. Into turn 2 we go now. Felipe Massa gets pinched on the inside, and the Force India of Sergio Perez just goes past him, and Perez now streaking away with Danny Kvyat all over the rear wing of Felipe Massa's Williams. Rosberg from Ricciardo. Then comes Sebastian Vettel, Kimi Raikkonen under pressure from Perez down the inside. Massa fends off Danny Kvyat, and then there's Max Verstappen making places as well.
Rosberg miles in front at this point. That car still been able to go quicker and quicker and quicker. At the point, nobody's even within the same second of him.
Nico Rosberg has not been on the top step of the podium since Sochi. Here we are, 700 miles to the east of Sochi, and it's Nico Rosberg back winning again. Rosberg wins in Baku. The championship leader extends his advantage at the Grand Prix of Europe. An absolutely perfect race for Nico Rosberg. Pole, led every lap, fastest lap, and takes the checkered flag first as well.
Very, very happy, super grateful for the huge efforts the team have put in to keep us in the fight. It's exciting, more exciting than ever for me, because we're really fighting these guys. It's amazing, and I think that's what racing is all about, and it really pushes you to have to push to raise the bar every time you go out, which I love.
It's lights out and away we go. The Mercedes get away very well indeed, tentative from Carlos Sainz, but Hamilton goes into the lead. Now we're looking to Sebastian Vettel and Valtteri Bottas. Vettel gets into the first turn just ahead of the Mercedes. It's Hamilton who leads from Vettel. Ricciardo pressurizes Kimi Raikkonen as well, and Sebastian Vettel just eases ahead of Valtteri Bottas, and then almost takes out Kimi Raikkonen, who loses a place to Daniel Ricciardo. Nico Hülkenberg is picking his way through the field, and Carlos Sainz, I think, has gone off. Lewis Hamilton continues to lead and has led every single lap of this race. Took pole as well and is on course for what would be a third Grand Slam in his career, to go with Malaysia 2014 and Monza in 2015. And only 8 drivers in the history of Formula One have ever had 3 Grand Slams in their career. Nobody's been ahead of Lewis Hamilton today. Hamilton takes the checkered flag and wins the Chinese Grand Prix and completes the Grand Slam as well. Took pole and led every lap, and then goes on to take a 54th career win and what is a 106th podium in Formula One as well, which ties him with Alain Prost at second on the all-time list.
The day you equalled your great hero Ayrton Senna to go second of all time in the pole positions.
I'm speechless. Ayrton, I know for many of you he was your favorite driver, and it was the same for me. He was the one who inspired me to be where I am today. So to match him and to receive this is the greatest honor.
It's lights out and away we go. Excellent start from Sebastian Vettel. Lewis Hamilton covers him and outside goes Max Verstappen. Locking up on the inside, Valtteri Bottas. What a start from Max Verstappen into second place already. They all file through turn 1 in single file. Some couple double abreast, but they all get through pretty much unscathed. Dust being kicked up from the rear. And he has an advantage, well, had an advantage of about 26 seconds over Esteban Ocon at the end of lap 31. So assuming nothing goes wrong in the pit stop, he should comfortably get back out in the lead again. The boys get to work. It is going to be the super soft tyre that goes on Hamilton's Mercedes. The Mercedes have led today pretty much, or have done, from start to finish. They passed 4,000 laps led in their Formula One history. Lewis Hamilton took pole yesterday, takes the checkered flag today, and once again wins the Canadian Grand Prix. 10 years after his maiden win in Formula One, he has won for a 6th time in Montreal. It is his 56th win overall, and he has made a dent in Sebastian Vettel's championship lead.
Yeah, the final lap felt fantastic, and of course I was not expecting to have a gap like that, but the gap that's always the target. So it definitely felt great and very proud, and as I said, I'm thankful.
It's lights out and away we go, and Hamilton gets away clear from Raikkonen and Vettel. Ocon there covers off his teammate. Great start from the Frenchman. Hamilton into the first corner in the lead, then ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, Max Verstappen dueling with Sebastian Vettel as they go through Village and into the loop section. Behind them, the all concertina up. It's Hamilton from Raikkonen. Round the outside goes Max Verstappen. Inside Sebastian Vettel. Huge pressure from the Red Bull driver, and it pays off. He gets past Vettel before the start of the Wellington straight. Hamilton ahead of Raikkonen, ahead of Verstappen, and Vettel right on his tail. Hamilton started pole, hasn't been headed for the first 19 laps of this race.
I think it's safe to say Hamilton's been managing his pace, hasn't he? He just went a second quicker than Raikkonen on the last lap. Lewis has turned the heat up. Again, been able to match that lap time. We're just going to see what Raikkonen crosses the line at the moment. Yeah, and still 8/10 quicker.
Lewis Hamilton, it has been the perfect afternoon for him in terms of what he's done on the track. He started on pole, he has led every lap. The crowd rise to acclaim him as he makes his way into the Vale chicane. Lewis Hamilton, once a 4-time winner of the British Grand Prix. It's a 5th British Grand Prix win for Hamilton at Silverstone.
Fantastic job, guys. Fantastic job. So happy for everyone. Such a long slog trying to get this pole position in, and we just kept our heads down and just continuing to try, and the guys have been doing a great job around me, other drivers. So it's really just trying to focus on continuing to do my job. Yesterday was quite wobbly, so I had to really recompose myself last night and come back today focused, and managed to really dial in the car with great work from the engineers.
It's lights out and away we go! Lewis Hamilton gets away well. Max Verstappen slips in behind him. Charles Leclerc ahead of Sebastian Vettel. Alex Albon has the McLaren of Lando Norris for company, but as they all go through the top 10 unscathed, going wheel to wheel, the McLaren of Sainz with Nico Hülkenberg as well. Lewis Lewis Hamilton has led every single lap of this race, had pole, has the fastest lap as well. It is Lewis Hamilton winning in Abu Dhabi to cap a championship winning season in 2019.
Definitely wasn't expecting to have the pace advantage to that extent. I think our long run pace was quite good, and once I got out in the clear, I was able to manage my pace pretty well in that first stint and manage the tyres and go. I just had to go as long basically as Max was going.
I think Q3 was pretty bad. I'm of course happy to be first, but not the way we got it. So. Something to look into, but of course to be twice on pole nevertheless here is very good. So yeah, hopefully we can finish it off tomorrow.
And it's lights out and away we go. It's Verstappen ahead of Norris, Perez ahead of Hamilton, and Perez closes off the threat of Hamilton, and into turn one we go. Look up behind, but Max Verstappen's through safely, as is Norris, Perez, and then comes Bottas and Hamilton, and they're making up places already. Hamilton ahead then of Bottas. Gasly has just dropped back a little bit as well, as towards turn three we go now. Max Verstappen in the lead from Norris, and then Perez, then comes Hamilton, Bottas on the inside of Gasly, Tsunoda on the inside of Stroll, and they look to go through safely the top 10.
It's risky what they're doing, but they obviously feel like they've got more than enough margin, and that's purely to cement that he can get the fastest lap and pick up that extra point, isn't it?
Kimi Raikkonen's being shown a black and white flag for track limits as well.
And I guess the other concern for Red Bull is what happened in Baku, stretching the tyres out longer than you needed to.
Yeah, well, it's absolute cruise mode, isn't it? It looks so effortless.
It's going to be a fun 10 laps for Max and a nice fresh set of tyres. Doesn't have to worry about tyre wear.
You can hear the cheers all around the Red Bull ring. There for this man, Max Verstappen, at Paul Ricard and at the Styrian Grand Prix. Started on pole and he won from pole. The Dutch fans have come to Austria to see him win again. They came, they saw, he conquered. Max Verstappen wins the Austrian Grand Prix, and once again he's crushed the opposition at the Red Bull ring. The dominant driver in 2021 led both races here at the Red Bull ring from start to finish, and he's won the last three races from pole position.
It felt good. I mean, even more because it's a track where I've always struggled in the past as a driver. I don't know, it probably doesn't fit me as well. And this weekend we really worked hard. It was a bit messy for the three practices session for me. I managed to do some good laps, but not everything together. And yeah, in Q3 I managed to put everything together, so it feels great, and yeah, very happy to be starting on pole tomorrow.
And it's lights out and away we go. Decent start from Charles Leclerc, and he gets ahead then of Max Verstappen with Sergio Perez coming at his teammate. There's Lewis Hamilton and George Russell down the inside. Leclerc through from Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton has moved his Mercedes up and into a further place as we head now down towards turn three. There's Esteban Ocon having a move on Daniel Ricciardo. Leclerc goes through from Verstappen. Charles Leclerc, now we're going green, did not get away well, and Max Verstappen is right on his tail, and they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn one here. Charles Leclerc has been leading this race. Verstappen fancies his chances. Leclerc stays ahead, but now we've got the rundown towards turn three. Can Verstappen get a slipstream behind the Ferrari and make an impression and take the lead of this race? Leclerc under braking, Verstappen second, Hamilton and George Russell, I should say, all over Max Verstappen. Behind him comes Fernando Alonso as well. Charles Leclerc keeping up Ferrari's happy hunting ground in Australia, where his three previous career wins have come from pole. Make that 4 career wins from pole position as Charles Leclerc takes the fastest lap of the race and wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah, very pleased, of course, with pole position. I know, of course, tomorrow and Sunday will be a bit different in terms of weather conditions, but at least it's a good start to the weekend.
It's lights out and away we go, and unlike yesterday, Verstappen gets away well this time, as does Sergio Perez. Leclerc, little slower, getting off the line, and he's already been passed by Sergio Perez. Verstappen leads into the first corner ahead of Perez. On the inside, Lando Norris gets third place ahead of Charles Leclerc. Bad start from him. Daniel Ricciardo hits Carlos Sainz, and Ferrari has spun round, and Ricciardo manages to keep going, and oh no! go. Carlos Sainz for the second race in a row, second Grand Prix in a row. Looks like his afternoon has been ended way earlier than he would have wanted.
Verstappen's having a bit of a lonely race. It's what he'll probably want, though, at this point in the championship.
Well, when he's finished this year, Max Verstappen, he's won. One Grand Prix and one sprint race, and at the moment, as we approach half race distance, he's on for another win. This has been a very comfortable win indeed for the defending world champion, the reigning world champion. He's coped with the rain here this weekend. Max Verstappen wins the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix by some distance.
The car was really good. I mean, of course, qualifying started off a bit tricky with the weather, but once it started to dry out, and now in Q3 as well, yeah, the car was on rails, and it was really enjoyable to drive today.
And Formula One is racing for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be even. Immediately into the slipstream. Verstappen is holding the inside line. How brave is Carlos Sainz feeling? He's going wheel to wheel. Dare he go around the outside into turn one? He's run out of road. Hamilton is up to P3. Could get better. Contact. Lando Norris loses a bit of his front wing. George Russell was off the road in the background. Carlos Sainz got close. He did not get by. Hamilton up to P3. Hard tyres prepared for our race leader. Here he is still the race leader, I promise. We've not seen much of him because of the overtaking action behind him on track. This is one of the few risks to Red Bull's race. You can say goodbye to that comment because it's 2.2 seconds, and that is a team and driver in the form of their lives at the moment as he chases a third Spanish Grand Prix victory today. The man who won his first Grand Prix here in 2016 has swept them all away once again. Round the final corner for the final time, the Dutch driver will see their checkered flag first, and it's win number 40 in Formula One for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen wins the Spanish Grand Prix to win 3 in a row, lead every lap, and dominate proceedings.
Great start, of course, to the weekend. It's quite tricky out there, with the new tarmac. It still needs to rubber in, and very peaky grip. So as soon as you over push it a little bit, like the rear ones step out and stuff. But of course, very happy to be on pole.
And the Qatar Grand Prix is go! Good reaction time for Lewis Hamilton. George Russell putting the pressure on Max Verstappen. Hamilton got the launch off the line, goes around the outside, he's hit his teammate. Lewis Hamilton turns into George Russell, and the Mercedes collide at the first turn. 3 into 1 did not go, and the wheel came off there for Lewis Hamilton. The wheels come off for Mercedes. Max Verstappen leads, contact between Russell and Hamilton. And Verstappen into the pit lane. Untroubled Qatar Grand Prix for him so far.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this is the one Grand Prix of the year that we can predict how far they can go.
Max Verstappen is almost home. He was second yesterday in the sprint, but this has been 57 victory laps to celebrate the title that he won yesterday. Max Verstappen wins the Qatar Grand Prix to take his 14th victory of the season, and it's his 49th career win. And that is the ending that he wanted. For the weekend, he became a 3-time champion.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. The track had a lot of grip, but with the wind, the last 2 days, it's been quite tricky to get the whole lap together. And it was the same in qualifying. Q1, Q2, of course, you naturally go a bit faster with the track ramping up. But then, to really get everything out of it in Q3 was a little bit more difficult. But of course, very happy to be on pole. To be honest, it was a little bit unexpected, but luckily in qualifying, I think the car came to us, and I felt a bit happier with the whole car.
The new season is underway, and it's a good reaction time for Max Verstappen. Little bit of a wiggle when he applied the power for the second part of the start, but he maintains the lead. Charles Leclerc trying to go around the outside. How brave is he feeling? He's not. He's in second place, and it's Sergio Perez who finds himself in fourth. George Russell is in third place. The spinner was Lance Stroll in the background for Aston Martin. It's Max Verstappen with the lead. In the lead, Max Verstappen on his marks. One of the few hurdles in his way on the evidence of the first 18 laps. 2.9 seconds. Doesn't this tell the story of the last few years in Formula One? He is all by himself. Max Verstappen in a season opener. Well, until last year, he'd never claimed one. He'll go back to back with Bahrain Grand Prix and season openers as well. and he has one real corner left to go. The Dutch driver continues his domination of Formula One. New year, but no new winner. Max Verstappen still the driver to beat. Max Verstappen wins the season opener. He takes the Bahrain Grand Prix. The largest trophy going to Max Verstappen. 55 career wins in Formula One. Absolutely superb.
It was a very difficult session, and then in the final lap you just have to send it. I wasn't even on the best tires that I wanted, but because of all the red flags you basically run out of tires, and yeah, I'm very happy with so far how the weekend went, because I think from FP1 we were not too bad, and we just kept on improving a tiny amount, and then we were there in qualifying, and that's of course where it matters.
And the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is underway. Verstappen chops across and he got the launch that he needed off the line. Oscar Piastri didn't get the launch from the middle of the pack, and the championship leader is at the rear of the field. Max Verstappen held the lead. That's what he needed to do. Max Verstappen just managing it at the moment. I think one of the key reasons they might have started him on the hard tyres today, if you get a red flag at the key moment, that's a free pit stop. If you go on the hardest compound tyre, that option for a free pit stop lasts for the longest period of time. He will bring the gap down in the Drivers' Championship to 69 points. It will be back-to-back wins in Formula One. Max Verstappen with another masterclass. The Dutch driver will look up and see the checkered flag first, and weaving across the line to celebrate victory is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and he punches the air with delight. Another trophy for the collection. He's going to need a museum by the time he's done in Formula One.
Yeah, I mean, that was the definition of peaking at the right time. I think the whole weekend, I felt pretty good, but there's just been a couple of corners that I've not been able to go any faster, and I didn't really go any faster in those corners, but I found some more elsewhere. So yeah, super happy to come out with a result. Obviously, you've still got all the points tomorrow, but yeah, it was looking like a little bit of a tricky weekend so far, so to come out with that, I'm pretty stoked.
The Dutch Grand Prix is underway. Oscar Piastri is looking across at his teammate, and he does cut across. Piastri holds the lead. Max Verstappen sweeps around the outside of one McLaren. It won't be two, because Piastri had to give him the chop, and that allows Lando Norris to fight back to second place, or does it? Around the outside and nearly dropping the car. Max Verstappen went all in to take P2, and he got it. 1.2 between the top two in the World Championship, Piastri and Norris. Once again, stressful moments if you are the lead car coming across the conditions first. It wouldn't be much to change the outcome of the points tally in the World Championship that stands at 9 going into today's race. If Norris was able to find a way by, it would go down to 2 for Piastri trying to re-establish the gap. Lando Norris is retiring from the Dutch Grand Prix. A huge moment in the World Championship. Oscar Piastri will score 25 points, and Lando Norris is out. He's on his way to tie the win tally of his mentor, Mark Webber. It's a decisive day in the championship battle. Oscar Piastri wins the Dutch Grand Prix to extend his lead in the Formula One World Championship. The largest trophy lifted by Piastri, a 9th career win for him.